Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Toni Brown on Robert Hunter.
You did the record label. Can you talk about how that came about? Because Hot Tuna, Matt Kelly, Savoy Brown, all these older bands I learned about, and then you had the Zero and Living Earth, Solar Circus, Max Creek.
No,
I mean,
you've
how
done your
did that
homework.
happen? Oh,
You've done
well,
your homework.
I bought them. I had a subscription to Relics in 1985,
Thank you.
86, 87. Yeah, it was my lifeline. It was my way into culture from suburban America.
Yeah, well, yeah, there were just I Robert Hunter came out with an album and he had released it in England. And of course wasn't getting anywhere with that because England it just wasn't involved in that way in that moment. But he Robert Hunter called us up and said, "Hey, I want to release this album in the States, and I want you guys to put it out." And Les Capel and I were like thrilled with that idea because we had already been thinking about starting a record label because again, not only was I a musician, but we were working with musicians, and it just seemed like a good fit. So we did that. We released that, and then I think it was Flight of the Marie Helena, or there was just a number of them. I don't know the sequencing of them.
Alive in 85 is probably one of my favorite albums of all time just because Hunter's talking and it's just,
Oh,
him
it's
playing.
really awesome, isn't it? I know. Yeah, he was quite the mentor to me. The guitar that he gave me meant a lot, and it just bolstered my confidence. And he talked a lot to me about songwriting, and he was just very generous with his time and his energy with me. So I appreciated that a lot. It's really special. And losing him was just too soon for me. And I actually wrote a song. I didn't realize I wrote it, but I must have written it right in the early times of COVID. And this song it's called Tidal Wave, and I found it on my nightstand, and I didn't remember writing it, and I thought this is very Hunter. Did he write it? And he didn't. I wrote it, but it it spoke to me in some dream, and it's now a song. So I wanted that to be on our new project because it's important to me to take those inspirations that come in the night, when you're really not looking for an idea, to cherish that and work with it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I have his relics cover here. I was very happy that they did a Hunter cover issue of Relics. But yeah, I'm not really in touch with new folks because, I just don't feel connected to them, and I needed space. It bothers me that I don't still have Relics in so many ways, but it was time to pass it on. And, it was getting to be really a lot of work, and we needed staff, and we didn't really have staff. There was just like a small group of us just working day and night, and I was out playing music and doing publicity for musicians. I did publicity. I was starting to make a list for the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead named me one of their most influential women, by the way, and that was a really important moment for me. And so the Allman Brothers, I worked with them, and of course Hot Tuna. I was very much their publicist, and I was also their backstage bouncer. So that was interesting, and but a lot of people hated me for that. I was like the only chick there.
Yeah, Yorma and Tuna had quite a few albums on your label. The
They
Yorma
did.
Christmas album, we still
Yeah,
have that floating around somewhere.
I love that album. We didn't play it this Christmas, but we forgot. That's all. Just, but I got a phone call once from Chesley Milliken, who is just this amazing. He had worked with the Grateful Dead, and he said, "Listen, I have this artist, and I really need you to work with him. I think that you could do great for him." And I said, "Sure." Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I became his publicist, and I was his publicist for like a minute. because he just took off. I didn't have to do much, but I did get to, spend time with him and get to know him, and Lost Too Soon. And of course, the New Riders and David Nelson Band, I toured with them and performed with them a lot. And Kingfish performed with them. And Flying Burrito Brothers, I met them before Relix days. And that meant a lot to me because I was a big fan. And they were so generous in the friendship. And, I spent a lot of time backstage keeping things sane. It seemed to be something I could do. I could calm people down and keep them from getting into
you
too
gave
much.
a lot of those bands another life, though. Put them back on, because I would have heard of the Flying Burrito Brothers or Commander Cody or any of that if I hadn't have read about it.
Yeah, Commander Cody was a good friend. Steve Kimmock, he was this young man I met, young boy, and he's amazing. And all the musicians, working with Merle Saunders and, there's a list. I mean, Johnny Winter was on our label, so I got to spend some time with him, and that was wacky as could be. And, and then I, when the Horde tours started, I mean, I was a real big part of that. Even the Big Boulder shows, nobody really knew how to put on a festival, but neither did we. But we just took it on, and we just started promoting festivals because we could. We just had all the connections in place, and the venues wanted that. So that worked out really good with just being able to bring so many bands together under one heading and be part of it. Just to be able to hear the music and get to know the musicians a little better, and I had a good relationship with everyone, which was not always easy. So.
If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.